Wow.
Queen.
My spirit calls out.
What a voice.
My spirit calls out. My spirit calls out to thee. My spirit calls out. My spirit calls out. My spirit calls out to me. They tried to break my will with the chains that weighed me down across the sea. They tried to break my will by taking me from my family. They tried to think that they could take what God had given unto me. But they only rooted me deeper in the spirit, you see. My spirit calls out. My spirit calls out. My spirit calls out to thee. My spirit calls out. My spirit calls out. My spirit calls out to me. Awaken this day and begin a new start. They can take all things but your soul and heart. These belong to me. You are my art, and we are forever joined. Thus will not part. My spirit calls out. My spirit calls out. My spirit calls out to thee. How are the children doing today?
Good and fine.
Gladys would say there's a children that do well. Where we the day from? You always tell me, say, honey, I don't know where honey the day from. Honey, I don't know where honey going. And they yell the same thing when you crack your teeth on West Africa today. Al-Kimbula, as they used to hear them call. They would just say one word, Sankofa. Going yonder to where Sister Audrey them there, they would have said, go back and fetch it. You understand? So always, you need to go back into your past in order to actually know where you're going in the future. And that is what we are here sharing. As how do you go back and get that which those who came before you left something there. But how do you go and get it? And when you get it, what do you do with it? Do you simply keep it now and say, well, you know, I got this. I got mine. Go and get yours. Or do you say, I have it, but now it's also for you to share with me so that we together can be stewards of what has been left to us. So whether that is land or whether that is legacy, and most of all, it's our story. And it was interesting to me when I got this sudden email and they said, well, you're going to be on this panel and be historic preservation. I said, here we go again. We're putting things in the jar because my mother and I still can our food. We grow it and we also still put it away. And so for us as Gullah Geechees, when we hear the word preserve, it needs to be about some food. It don't need to be about us. Because that means you're saying you want to lock us into something where air does not get in and it does not get out until somebody comes and unscrews the top. And when they do, they usually eat it. That means devour it, take it in, and then expel it with the chamber pot. And it's gone. So for us, we don't want to be preserved. We intend to continue who we don't know anything like that. So from Jacksonville, North Carolina to Jacksonville, Florida, encompassing all of what are called the Sea Islands, and 30 to 35 miles inland onto the mainland is the Gullah Geechee Nation, through which runs the Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Corridor, which is a national heritage area of the United States. The first of are in the midst of changing people's mindsets in terms of how they want to present this story, which we own the story. Because the Park Service is used to buildings. They're used to museums. They're used to caves. They're used to mountains. They're used to trees. They don't talk to you. Unless you tune in deeply with your spirit. And then they do. And so for Gullah Geechees, this has been the most difficult process to deal with people who keep talking about conservation of land, but forget about y'all people. Preservation of history, but then we will lock the people in the jar and call it an interpretive center. Right? Whoa. And there's no discussion of continuation of culture. But the Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Act bill, and y'all help me out later and let me know if there has ever been another U.S. federal law that actually had the words cultural heritage in it. I don't think there was. But the Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Act called for not only the protection of land and waterways, but the continuation of Gullah Geechee culture. And so the agencies are to come and assist us in doing that. But, as you said, those who create the problem are not going to be with the ones with the minds to solve the problem. So in 1916, when parks came into law, we weren't part of that process. They weren't even thinking, but we said we don't have no story by it. Rather want for you to know and say we've been the guys. But I love what Jerry said. Above ground, you were considered slaves. We love to say enslaved Africans because then we know the spirit, the culture, everything is still there. It hasn't been stripped away. But the enslaved African, you are above ground, but beneath, you are the master God. And that is what we have been expressing to the National Park Service and the Department of the Interior and anybody else that we got their crack we teach with. That we are the master guides through our region, through this national heritage area. This is a living, breathing story. So therefore, ecotourism, cultural tourism, and geotourism is what is needed, not yet another interpretive center where, as beautiful as your uniforms look, folks just think we're going to see Yogi Bear in there. We want them to come. And then ready for the people dump up Nolan and things like that. Not wine true, and then y'all are, this is a Gullah Geechee statement. And Una don't know. And we like, love. Then as my brother was asking me about the song, come by y'all, we damn gonna really think come by And so the thing is for us, is that everything we do has connection.